Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. It's that time of year. It's that time of the year where I'm going to react to my early 2023 season predictions. I know other creators do it like Cardman22, and yeah, there are going to be some bold calls in here. There are going to be some good calls, obviously, and then there are going to be some shocking calls, which always happens at the end of the season. Anyway, it's just a bunch of fun. So I'm going to be reacting to it. I'll try to do my best because I'm not a reacting channel. I'm an AFL podcast channel. So we'll see how we go. Yeah, so I've got the audio in the background here, so there shouldn't be any problems or anything like that. But yeah, we'll get it started underway. So yeah, I'm just going to play the audio.
Let's get started. So in 18th spot, in all fairness, I'm going to go with the GWS Giants. Just really...
Yep. I saw this one coming. I knew I had the Giants in 18th, and, well, that was really a shocking call, wasn't it? So the Giants made the 8. They finished in the top 4. They finished 4th. It sort of reminds me of the Pies back in 2021 where people are going to say, oh, yeah, they're going to win the spoon. And then exactly like the Giants, actually. They have a new coach coming in, and they managed to finish top 4, and that's exactly what happens to the Giants. So, yeah, that's not a good start at all. So they finished 7th on the ladder, but they actually finished 4th. So I'm going to have to start off with 14 points, which isn't that great. I'll keep playing it to see what else I say about them. But yeah, didn't see that one coming. I definitely underestimated the Giants this season, but yeah.
They look looking like a poor side this year. Had a really bad season last year, finishing 16th, I think it was. I think they just need a starter.
Yeah, I thought their list needed improvement. Obviously, losing Taranto and Hopper did really affected them, and they really did nothing for Richmond. So yeah, that was to be fair, I'm not too disappointed about this one, because the fact like Carman22, some other creators UK out there, they were saying that the Giants were probably going to win the spoon, and to be fair, bottom 4 was probably realistic to put the Giants. So yeah, I'm not that disappointed, but obviously it's not ideal. Yeah, no one really expected the Giants to make the 8 this year.
Rebuild up. They've still got a couple good players in there, like Toby Green. Lost a few players like Bobby Hill and so on. But yeah, that's why I'm going to put them for the Giants. They're just not really. They're not. I don't see them improving for at least a couple of years. And yeah, in 17th spot, I've gone Hawthorn.
Okay, so moving on to 17th spot, I've gone the Hawks now. This one, yeah, I'm pretty happy with. They finished 16th, so that's one extra point added on. So I'm now 15 points. Yeah, I'm not too disappointed about this one, to be honest. However, the Hawks definitely, I think Hawks probably exceeded expectations, to be honest. Yeah, North Melbourne and West Coast were the two bottom sides this year, obviously, and yeah, the ladder positions doesn't look like they're too much of a difference. To be honest, though, I did say lots of bad things that Hawthorn were going to struggle this year. To be honest, they did struggle. They got thrashed a couple of times, but they with losing some players like Gunston, some players like Sicily really stepped up for them this season. So yeah, I think the Hawks was definitely a positive this year, but just what I say about them, how I think I'm happy with my ladder prediction, but yeah, I'm not too happy about this one, to be honest.
To shake it up for a bit of a bottom 2, I don't think they're going to finish 18th. I think they're at least going to win 3 to 4 games. Don't really see them improving again, just see them really dropping. Lost some good players. They lost some very good players this year, and I think they only have a couple in there. So they gave away some really good players like Jack Gunston, for instance. Still have a few good ones like James Sicily, but not good enough for my rankings. And I've got them in 17th spot, just coming in the bottom 2. In 16th spot, I've got the Eagles.
Okay, the West Coast Eagles finished 18th, so that's an extra 2 points. So that's now 17 points I'm on. Not the ideal start, but yeah, the Eagles, well, I said they'll get a few more wins, I'm pretty sure, in the video, and so they did. They got one extra win, but let's be honest. People could say the Eagles improved because they got one extra win, but let's be honest. I don't think they improved. I don't think anyone could say they improved. Had a really poor season. They conceded 200 points. They had 5 100-point losses. their last 100-point losses was against the Dockers at Optus Stadium in the Derby by 101 points. Lost to Adelaide by 122. Lost to Sydney by 171. Lost to Hawthorn by 116. And lost to Carlton earlier on in the season by 108 back in round 7. So, yeah, they definitely didn't have the best year. They're probably their worst year, I think, in Eagles history. I think actually that they've won their second wooden spoon, I believe. It might even be their first. I'm not too sure on that. But, yeah. So that's not too bad, but to be honest, yeah, I just didn't really see them. I thought they would improve just a slight tad, but yeah, thought Hawks and GWS are definitely far better side than them.
Moving up one, I think they're at least going to win 6 games this year. I feel like they're
doesn't look like it.
Going to improve a little bit more this year, winning a few more games, but still old same with the West Coast Eagles. Got a couple of good draft picks in the draft season, as we know, but yeah, I've got them in 16th spot, so yeah, that will be where I'm going to place them. In 15th spot, just falling in the bottom 4 still, is the North Melbourne.
Okay, the Roos. So, yeah, this has been a bit of a weird season for the Roos. So, finished 17th. That's an extra 2 points. So I'm on 19 points. By the way, it's better if you get the lower score if you haven't noticed already. But, yeah, the Roos, they had a bit of a weird season with Clarko dropping out, I'm pretty sure, in round, I don't know, when was it, round 7 or something? I'm not too entirely sure. So, can you give an excuse? Clarko was out for pretty much the whole season for like 12 rounds. And then Radden came in. So they definitely didn't improve as much. I think they got one extra win than last year, so I guess you could say it. But, yeah, they bet the Dockers. They bet a couple of really good sides. But, yeah, and they made it close against some good sides, against the Saints, against the Bombers, against the Swans, where I think they were clearly robbed in that game against the Swans. They should have won that. So I'm not too happy with that, but I'm not too uncomfortable with that. You know, I think you can use the excuse, you know, they came close in a couple of games, but yeah, it was disappointing for the Roos, and yeah, they should really be making not the top 8. They should really be out of the bottom 4 next year with the amount of draft picks they're getting. I think they're getting pick 1 maybe. They might even get Harley Reid. So yeah, they hold a few picks this season in the draft season, North Melbourne. So yeah, I guess I'll take that.
Melbourne Kangaroos. Now, I'm going to see big improvements, and I at least think they'll win like 7 games at least, hoping at least. I think finishing Spooners 2 years in a row. They're still in the bottom 4, but they're just getting out of it now. And 15th will be the good spot with a new coach, Alistair Clarkson, who brought Hawthorn to a few premierships. I just think they've got a few good players, young players. I still think it will take a bit of time for them to fully improve. Still on a bit of a rebuild. North Melbourne look good in the practice match, apart from the Bulldogs, but that's just a practice match. And yeah, I have big hopes for North Melbourne this year, and that's where I'd be putting them. So in 14th spot, it was kind of hard, and I had no team really, but I just couldn't figure it out really. And I think Cardi couldn't either. A few YouTubers couldn't either, but I've gone with the Bombers.
Okay, the Bombers in 14, so their next tier up, I'm pretty leave on the video. Yeah, I think most of us definitely, the Bombers, you can say, had a better season than last season. But, you know, they did still get thrashed a couple of times against Geelong. They had a really poor performance there. They lost by 77. Had a really poor performance against the Giants, lost by 126. So, just with Brad Scott coming in, I just thought the Bombers might just be that team again that just, you know, will stay the bottom 4 but improve the next year. But yeah, they went up 3 places, so that's 22 points I'm now on. So finished 11th. So yeah, I could do better there. I think most of us definitely the Bombers came in the season underrated. But yeah, they've got a couple of young talented players, and yeah, I don't know. The Bombers have kind of just been average this season. Haven't been really good. They haven't really been really bad. They had a very good start to the season, though. They went 2-0, and they caused a few upsets, like beating Melbourne. Yeah, there were certainly a few upsets in there. But yeah, Bombers, 3 points off there.
By Cardi, I think 14th spot is really just really where you put them, to be honest. And if in my all fairness, I think 14th spot is good for the Bombers. Lost a few players, but still have a good couple. Their new coach. I don't know how it's going to go, but I feel like Essendon are sort of just lingering out of the bottom. West Coast here in North. I swapped North over because that's where we're going from. Anyway, now in 13th spot, this is going to be really hard. It's going to take really... This one also took me a while to figure out. And I'm just looking at all the teams. Which one needs to go in 13th spot? Which...
This took me such a while to, put in.
I'm going to go in 13th spot with I'm going to make a big call, which I actually had them finishing 11th, but I'm going to go with the Bulldogs in 13th.
Okay, the Doggies, 13th, finished 9th on the ladder. I just thought they might drop. I know that the list, it seems like unbelievable that I did that call, but yeah, that is a big call, having the Doggies in 13th. Finished 9th, so that's 26 points. Not very happy about that one, to be honest. But they did miss the 8, which I predicted them to do. I probably should have just stuck with them in 11th, but... Yeah, the Doggies just had a really disappointing season again. You know, there's not really much to say about them. They should have made the 8. That loss against West Coast, you know, if they'd have thrashed them or something, they probably would have made the 8. But, yeah, they should really be making at least the top 6, top 4. Yeah, maybe. They made in 2021. But after that grand final loss, they just sneaked in the 8. And they always need these teams to lose to get to the 8. For instance, they need GWS to lose. But GWS would prove they were far better side than the Dogs this year. And yeah, that's disappointing. But yeah, I guess it's better than nothing. But yeah.
I believe they could make the 8, but I just think 9th to 13th is the best spot for the Western Bulldogs. And in 12th spot, I have the team I support.
Okay, the Saints in 12th spot again. I definitely underestimated the Saints coming in. So that's 31 points. Not too good so far. Let's just hope I can at least keep it maybe under 40. But yeah, my Saints made the 8. I don't really care if I get this one wrong because, you know, we made the 8 this season. Not much to say. You know, we have some really good star young players like Machido Owens and Philippou had a really good start to the season. Went a bit quiet, but yeah... There were a couple of unconvincing games against the Eagles, was really astounding against North Melbourne too, but I guess, you know, North Melbourne can really be competitive on their day. But yeah, a few lazy performances, but there was definitely some highlights, like causing a few upsets. Going 4-0 was one of the biggest ones, being the Swans at the SCG in 14 years. Yeah, there were just a few highlights this season, and it was a shame that we got eliminated by the Giants. Probably just showed that, you know, they can play anyway, and they're probably just a bit of a better side, really, than the Saints. But yeah, the St Kilda Footy Club, the team I support, yeah, in 12th spot. I think most people had Saints on the dip this season, and some probably had them on the rise, but I doubt a few. So, yeah, that's 31 points. Not the ideal start, but yeah, I'm really happy with the Saints season this season.
Which kind of I didn't really see the need for. Impressive, but just dropped off. Got demolished. But I feel like they could still pull off some upsets, but we're just going to have to see how it goes. But I think 12th spot is that good position. Now in 12th spot, 11th spot. Who could I put in there? Who suits 12th? I'm actually gonna go. Should I put? I'm kidding. Of course, I can't put Geelong in there. You know you can't.
Just skip all this crap because I took so long.
Who really suits the Crows? I think they just decide this.
All right, I put the Crows in. I don't know what I was saying there, 11th or 12th. I don't know what I was saying. It's kind of cringe to watch this back and all, but yeah, the Crows in 11th. I'm probably happy with that one, to be honest. Yeah, the Crows definitely improved from last season. Of course, the Crows were robbed against the Swans. The Swans could have easily scored a goal, but yeah, controversies enough. They probably would have only finished 8th. Crows fans, forget it, okay? You improved this season. Finished 10th. So only one position off this season for me. But so yeah, 32 points. Definitely improved. They got some good talent in there. They got Isaac Rankin this season, who got injured towards the end. Taylor Walker. Tex was just pretty he was amazing this season. He's had one of his best seasons, and considering his age, he was almost going to win the Brownlow. So yeah, I thought he would have. Coleman, he was up there too with. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one with the Crows. But I feel like maybe I didn't say as much positives this season for the Crows, but I definitely think they'll be on that rise for the 8 next year.
Do seem like a strong side this year, and I feel like they'll Now, in 10th spot, this is going to be really hard because there's so many teams here that you just now gets a bit tired and a bit intense. But if there's one team I'm going to have to put in 10th spot, it's going to be the Port Adelaide Power.
Okay, the Power in 10th. So the Power finished 11th in the 2022 season. I had them going up one spot, so they definitely did improve. Okay, so how many is that spot they finished on the ladder? They finished, I believe... Okay, so they finished 5th. So that's 5 points off. Okay, that's 37. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get under 40. The Power definitely had one of their good seasons. They were back into that 2021 form. Going out in straight sets definitely didn't help them. It just really was a poor season in the end for Port Adelaide. But, you definitely can't question their talent. They won 13 in a row. They were just really look like that powerhouse. They were premiership favourites, I think, after round 15. So they just really look like they were just going to win the premiership after winning 13 in a row. But I feel like losing 4 games in a row after that really cost them. If they could have at least won 2 of those, they probably would have been in maybe 2nd spot. But they left it up to grabs for Brisbane, and it was disappointing in the end for Port. But yeah, certainly they should be making the 8, really. I would probably expect to be making top 4, probably expect to be pushing for a premiership next year. Of course, Ken Hinkley's re-signed with them. Sign another contract with them. But yeah, I'm not too... I'm pretty disappointed with that call, to be honest. I think I probably could have had the Power in the 8. I know some people did. But anyway, let's get into the 9th place.
I'm going to go put Sydney Swans. Now, I think Bulldog...
Okay, the Swans in 9th spot. I don't know if you heard that. So, being grand final losers, they finished 8th. I'm happy with that one. I'll take that. The Swans had a disappointing season. Yes, they made the 8, but you can't just... probably Swans fans will agree with me here. Yeah, the Swans didn't have the best season after finishing in the top 4, making the grand final, dropping down to the 8th, just like the Dogs actually in 2021. They made the grand final, finished just in the 8. But yeah, it was that slow start, that really put the Swans down. They came good late at the end of the season, but it was just that slow start that really let them down. Otherwise, if they won a few more games, they probably would have been in the top 6. But yeah, they came really good. They won 6 in a row. And then losing in the last round to Melbourne. But yeah, Swans in 9th spot for me. They actually finished 8th. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that is 38 points, I believe now. Could be wrong on that. I'm pretty sure it is. So yeah. Yeah, not too disappointed with that one.
Sydney will be my big cause of the year. Least teams to from 8 to 4. I feel like the coach from 8 to 4 spot I can see in my eyes. Now let's get into the 8, and you know who's in there. You see the team next to Richmond and Collingwood, and it's the Suns.
The Suns. I just had a bit of doubt in them, okay? I thought they'd make the 8, but I just had that bit of doubt. Yeah, I should have really stuck with that prediction, shouldn't have I? The Suns finished 15th. That's another 7 points added on to my score. And I'm not happy about that. So, what are we on now? We are on 45 points, which I'm not happy about. The Suns were just a letdown team, I feel like this top 8 was just a bridge too far. Probably finishing 9th or 10th would have been the goal. 11th, they had their best season last year in 2022. They finished 12th, which really seems pathetic when you've been around the comp for 12 years. But yeah, the Suns, just disappointing. But they've got Damien Hardwick coming into the future. So hopefully they can improve for their sake. But yeah, there was just a few games that they really dropped. They lost a few games. They got thrashed in a few games. I'm pretty sure my call was that they would lose in the first week of finals by like 80 points. Just because they aren't really that final side. But yeah, I'm definitely disappointed with that one. Yeah, probably just stuffed up there. But, there were a few people saying the Suns were going to make it. The Suns and the Crows were probably the big call ones that could have made it. But, yeah, Suns in 8th, not happy about it.
I don't know who to put down, but I feel like the Freo Dockers.
Okay, the Dockers on a little bit of a slide. So they finished 5th in the 2022 season, and they finished 7th. So, yeah, I'm definitely happy about that one. I think that's actually a positive call. I never... so they actually slid. So I'm not sure. I think you take... so they finished, 7th. I take 7 points on my score, back to 38. I thought I had the Dockers on a bit of a slide. Didn't think they were going to drop that drastically to 14th. Let's be honest, you can't say it was a disappointing season for the Dockers, but most of their wins were upset wins, beating Melbourne, Geelong twice in Geelong. Just some really good moments for the Dockers in the season, but let's be honest, it was a failed season, and they'll probably bounce back next season, but I'm happy with that one. At least 7 points, so that's great. 38 points, so I could do it.
I've just been pushing. Not make finals, but in there, and I'm gonna go with the Blues. Now I feel like the Blues could finish.
The Carlton Footy Club in 6th, finished 5th. Now for the Blues, it was definitely an up and down season. Blues fans would agree here. So they lost 6 in a row from round 8 to round 13. Then after round 13, I don't know what happened, but they must have just, they must have just exploded all those losses. I don't know what happened. Went to go win the next 9 in a row before losing in the last round to the GWS Giants, which made them in the finals. It's been up and down side for the Baggers. They've been up and down side this season. They won 2 finals. They won a semi and an elimination. So, made the top 4 this year, the Baggers. I thought they'll at least win 1 final, but not making finals for 9 years would probably hurt them. 10 years, really. They only made it because the drug deal at the Bombers. But, just a bit of disappointing. There's still some disappointment in the season for the Blues. But, 6th spot, I'm pretty happy with that.
In 5th spot, and it's got to be the D's. Now, I feel like...
So, the D's in 5th spot. Okay, so, they finished 6th, so that's 1 point I got to take off again. And that is... Okay, so that is the... Okay, that's 37, sorry. So the D's had another disappointing season. There were parts where they were good throughout the home and away season. There were parts where they just couldn't score. And they had some really good wins, like over Sydney, winning by 50 points. And they had some really outstanding wins in there, the D's, thrashing sides like North Melbourne. But another straight sets exit. It's the first time a side has ever gone out back-to-back in a straight set. So, definitely disappointment for the D's. But, I'd expect them to bounce back next season after not making top 4 2 years in a row after winning the premiership in 2021. It's disappointing, but, I'm going with the D's in 5th. And, I'm pretty happy about that one.
In 4th spot, I've got to go with the Collingwood Magpies. I feel like Collingwood, those close wins, were they convincing towards the second half of the year? Probably not, but with their list, the list is convincing, yes. And again, in another practice match against Hawthorn, won by 6, always under 7, got to be for Collingwood, but...
Okay, so I have the Pies in 4th, I believe, was that? Sorry.
Probably not, but in 4th spot, I've got to go with the Collingwood match. And again, in another practice...
Okay, so the Pies in 4th finished the Premiers, obviously, yesterday. I'm recording this after the grand final, if you're wondering. So, this video should be released either the day after this recording or on the day. Pies in 4th. I don't think I even did the finals in this one, which I don't know why I didn't do that. But, they finished first. Nothing to say about them. Had a really good season. Towards the end of the season, looking a bit shaky. But, they managed to really do some things in finals that just blew us, all the teams apart. And,
In 3rd spot, I'm going to go with the Richmond Tigers.
Oh, boy, the Tigers in 3rd spot. So, how many points is that taken off me? Added it to me. Finished 3rd. And then they finished... Okay, so they finished 13th in the home and away season. This one's going to hurt. So that is... that's 10 points added on. So that's 48 points. Just disappointment from the Tigers. I think their plan was to recruit Taranto and Hopper and win a premiership. But, just disappointing there. Not much to say, but... yeah, I think it's an ender of an era for Richmond.
Guys, people say Geelong and Richmond are just getting old and old, but finals, as I said, that's where
Geelong and Richmond getting old and old. Yeah, I think that really happened that season.
finals, as I said, that's where I'm putting them. In second spot, I'm going with the Catters.
Ooh, the Cats in second spot. Add on 10 points to that again. And we are now at 58 points. Yeah, there were definitely some shockers this season, and the Cats, one of the biggest sliders after winning the premiership, finished 12th. Nothing really to say here, just disappointment, you know. Are they too old? Is it an end of the era? I don't think you can just say it's the end of an era because Cats are that side that you could trust this season. But yeah, it just didn't really happen after winning the premiership. Had a few disappointments at GMHBA, losing to the Dockers, losing to the Suns when they went on 3. It was a big shock. The first time in like 20 years, I know, I've seen a premier go on 3. Is that what the stats suggest anyway? But yeah, just disappointment from the Cats. I don't think you could say it's end of an era because, you know, Richmond, after, you know, after winning 3 premierships 2021, dropped to 12th and then made the 8 again. So you can't just call it end of the era, but maybe if they miss finals again, you probably just can see their list is getting a bit old though. But I wasn't a doubt of the Cats this season, but yeah. And in first spot, I do have the Lions.
In first spot, you know who we have?
So the Lions finished second. So I finish off with 59 points. Yeah, that's really not good. So close to 60. The Lions had another good season, but yeah, they were able to make the granny. Just fell too short by 4 points. What a granny it was, by the way. If you haven't watched the highlights or anything, if you've been living in a hole, go check them out because that was a really good grand final, good to watch with everyone. And yeah, the Lions was pretty good this season again. Just probably one of the top 2 sides throughout the season, really. They were just so consistent at the Gabba, going 30-0 there. I'm pretty sure I said that Brisbane wouldn't lose a game in the Gabba this season. So, yeah, that is my reacting to the 2023 early season predictions. Let me know in the comments how you guys went. I think I actually stuffed up my results. So, I need to add on 7 to that. So, that's 65. And what was the other one? 1 point. So, okay. So I finished off with 66 because I did the Dockers one wrong and the D's one wrong. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys.